there, fellow financial adventurers. Let's chat about something super exciting and super important in the world of money management. Now, you might think your cozy pile of cash is the safest spot for your hard-earned money, right? But what if I told you there's a whole universe of options out there that could be even cozier for your savings? Imagine you're at a fun fair, and cash is the merry-go-round. It's nice and familiar, but it doesn't really go anywhere exciting. Now, what if you had a ticket to every ride in the park? That's what exploring different assets is like. Take my friend Alex, for example. Alex loved keeping all his savings in cash, snug in his bank account. But then, he learned that his money was slowly getting nibbled away by the sneaky little mouse called inflation. Not so snug after all. So Alec went on a mini quest to find the financial Ferris wheel and roller coasters, assets that could potentially stand tall and keep spinning even when the wind of economic change blows. He discovered bonds, which are like getting a promise note from a company or the government saying, hey, I'll pay you back with a little extra for believing in me. Then there's stocks, which are like getting a bypass to own a piece of a company that could grow in value. And let's not forget real estate. It's like having your own little plot at the fair where you can set up shop and charge admission, rent, or increasing property value. Alex realized that by spreading his tickets across different rides or investing in a mix of assets, he could have a blast and potentially make his savings grow, even if one ride closed down for maintenance or if one investment didn't perform as hoped. So, grab your financial fair map and let's go find those rides that could make your financial future as thrilling as a day at the fair, with the added bonus of feeling secure and smart with your money. Let me share with you 6 assets that can help you stop wealth erosion and increase your wealth. Here's number 1, gold, silver, and platinum. Let's talk about your money superpower, holding value for the future. Imagine your dollars are like ice cream cones on a sunny day. They're fantastic right now, but if the sun egg, aka government printing more money, keeps beaming down, your cone is going to melt into a sticky puddle. Not so tasty anymore, right? That's why the finance-savvy folks often turn to the more chill options, like the freezer aisle of investments. Precious metals, gold, silver, and platinum are like the cool popsicles that don't melt as fast. They're rare, take a lot of effort to make, and are a sweet treat for your portfolio when the heat inflation kicks in. Picture this, way back in the ET, you could snag an ounce of gold for about the price of a fancy dinner for $400. Fast forward to our time, and that same ounce is like a full-blown gourmet feast for a big group over $2,000. Peeking into the crystal ball of Primex Beat these predictions. They're seeing gold hitting the jackpot at a cool $10,000 by 2032. That's like turning your single popsicle into a whole party pack. And if you're wondering how to get a golden ticket to this popsicle party without having to build a freezer buy physical gold, have you heard of gold ETFs? They're like having a claim check for a gold bar that's safe and sound in a vault. Free, you get all the sweet gains when gold prices go up without having to worry about where to store it. So, if you want your money to stay as cool as a cucumber or a popsicle in the face of inflation, adding a sprinkle of precious metals might just be the cherry on top of your investment sundae. Number 2, industrial commodities. So, you know how a Swiss Army knife is super handy because it's got a tool for just about everything. Well, precious metals are kind of like the Swiss Army knives of the investment world. Oh, they're not just sitting pretty in a vault somewhere. They're out there in the world doing some seriously heavy lifting. Take silver, for example. It's not just for fancy jewelry. It's a superstar in the electronics world, playing a key role in gadgets, gizmos, and even life-saving medical devices. It's a bit like that one friend who's good at everything, super reliable, and always independent. And then there are metals like cobalt, nickel, and our good old buddy copper. They're like the unsung heroes of the industrial world. Their unique qualities make them tough to replace, kind of like trying to substitute your morning coffee with water. It just doesn't have the same zing, right? Let's zoom in on cobalt. This metal has been on a real roller coaster ride, especially with the electric car boom. It's like Cobalt got its big Hollywood break, and now it's starring in every blockbuster AK. Like electric vehicle batteries. The price tag on this star, it doubled from $20,000 per ton in 2012 to a whopping $40,000 in 2022. That's a 100 jump in a decade. So how do you get a VIP pass to this rock concert of industrial metals? Well, you could go the stock route and grab shares in the big mining companies like Rio Tinto. Or if you're feeling a bit more Wall Street, you could dive into mining-focused mutual funds or even play the futures and options game. The cool part is you don't need to have a garage full of metal bars or a map to the nearest mine. These investment options let you ride the metal wave without any of the heavy lifting. Number 3, safe haven currencies. Imagine you're on a world tour and you've got to pick a super reliable travel buddy. You want someone who's got their act together no matter what's going down in the grand travel saga of investing. That buddy is the Swiss franc. It's like the sturdy backpack that keeps your stuff safe while you're hopping from one adventure to another. In the wild world where money isn't backed by gold anymore, finding that rock-solid pal is key, and that's why the big players, the financial jet setters, often park their cash in the Swiss banking system. Think of the Swiss francs as the financial world's cozy mountain cabin. When the economic weather gets stormy, like it did during the 2008 global financial crisis or the 2009 Eurozone debt drama, people flock to this cabin for shelter. They know their wealth won't get washed away in the flood of currency devaluation. Switzerland is like the Zen garden of the geopolitical scene, super chill and stable. It's the reason their economy is tougher than a diamond in a snowstorm. Now, let's talk strategy. The Swiss franc isn't just a one-trick pony, it's also got some smooth moves in international trade. Take 2023, for instance, when the US put the brakes on Russian energy trade. Russia was like, no problem, we've got the Swiss franc. And just like that, the demand for this currency soared, making the Swiss franc the MVP in the eyes of its holders. But hey, not everyone's ready to jet off to Switzerland and open a bank account, right? That's where currency ETFs and brokers like Forex.com come into play. They're like the all-access pass to the currency concert without the need for a backstage pass or a Swiss address. With just a few bucks, you can get a piece of the action and make your portfolio as worldly as your spirit. Number 4, funds and stocks. Picture this, you've got a spectrum of investment goodies. On one end, there's the cozy comfort food of the financial world. Treasury bonds, they're like a warm bowl of soup on a rainy day, not super exciting, but they get the job done with very little fuss. Purists like give you a bit more oomph than just stuffing your cash under the mattress, but they're not going to be the life of the party like stocks can be. Now, speaking of stocks, they're the spice of the investment feast. They can really turn up the heat on your returns, and that's something almost every investor is after, but not all stocks are created equal, and they definitely don't all pack the same punch in terms of risk. Fictionally, the stock market is a music festival with 2 main stages, growth stock stage and value stock stage. Over at the growth stock stage, you've got the up-and-coming tech bands. They're full of energy and new tunes, but they might be a one-hit wonder or not hit it big at all. Could be a ET. Then there's the value stock stage, where the classic Bains with a solid track record play. These guys aren't just about a flash in the pan. They deliver solid performances and even hand out dividends like band merch. This round of your Pinecht. Think of industrial metals as the headliners here, but they've got a set list of known hits because people will need their tunes for a long time coming. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I'd love to join the festival, but I don't have time to follow all the bands, then dividend-focused mutual funds like the rock stars at Vanguard could be your VI pass. They do the legwork of picking out the value stock hits for you. And if you're after a steady rhythm of dividends, Index fund Admiral shares are like having a backstage pass to high dividend yield and a history of consistent dividend payments. Number 5, land and real estate. Let's talk about one of the superstars of the investment world. Land, accountants give it a standing ovation because it's like that rare vintage wine. It never goes out of style, and there's always a crowd wanting a taste. Land has been the golden ticket for ages. With more people on the planet every day, we need spots for everything: cute cottages, innovative schools, bustling factories, and vibrant shopping centers. Now, is that a secret power? It's such an amazing shield against inflation when it comes to your investment collection. Just like land, real estate stands strong because, let's face it, everyone needs a place to call home, work, or open that dream bakery. Then here's a fun fact from the Bloomberg Vault: is despite taking a roller coaster ride during the 2008 housing hiccup, house prices still managed to do a triple backflip from 1992 to 2020. So when the dollar decides to go on a diet, having a piece of the real estate pie can be super handy. Dreaming of owning your home outright by the time you're rocking that fabulous 40s vibe, the smart move is to start mingling with real estate investments early on. But hey, a lot of folks only start thinking about real estate as their personal home sweet home, and they wait until the candles on the birthday cake start a fire hazard. But guess what? You don't need to break the bank to get a front row seat to the real estate show. Rates are like the mutual funds of the property world, and they've rolled out the red carpet for investors with any budget. Take Ventus Inc. Seek, for example, or VTR for short. Actually, they're big on healthcare real estate, investing in everything from cozy senior living spots to high-tech research labs. Or if you're feeling venturous, you could dive into the world of rental homes. Think of it like getting a pet. The rent helps feed and take care of your investment, and if you train it well, it'll fetch you some nice profits too. Number 6, vintage collection. Let's dive into the quirky and captivating realm of collectibles. It's like a VIP party where vintage cars shine, art dazzles, and designer handbags get their own spotlight. Picture this: you've just bought a shiny new car, and as soon as you hit the road, its value starts to drop. But with classic cars, it's a whole different story. Are the fine wines of the automobile world getting more valuable as the years roll by? And it's not just cars. We're talking about snazzy limited edition watches and those hard-to-find first edition books too. Rewind to 2022, and there's this stunning 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 CLRA line hot coupe that was auctioned for a cool 135 million euros, with only 2 in existence. It's the dream of car collectors everywhere. Art's got its own thrill, especially when it's shrouded in mystery, like Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi. A Saudi prince bagged this gem for a smooth $450 million at a Christie's auction back in 2017. Feeders for the deep-pocketed collectors. These rare finds are more than just pretty things. They're timeless treasures that could command unbelievable prices down the line. But hey, you don't need a vault of gold to get in on the action. Thanks to the internet, collecting is just a click away. Sites like Whatnot are your go-to for flipping those rare baseball cards or your favorite Comet action figures. And if you're not looking to own 100 of a collectible, platforms like Convey and Masterworks have got you covered with fractional ownership. It's like getting a slice of the collectible cake without having to buy the whole dessert. So there you have it. While cash is king in the day-to-day, these assets are the trusted counsel that can help secure your financial future. Just remember, even the most reliable assets need a savvy strategist. That's you to manage them wisely.